What was the Grenfell Tower stay put advice during the fire, and could it be revised? The Grenfell Tower inquiry has heard victims were failed by official advice to stay put as fire swept through the block of flats. What was the London Fire Brigade and X27:S advice to residents, and could the policy be revised in future? Here and X27:S what we know so far. On the night of the devastating blaze of June 14, 2017, residents were told to stay put, with disastrous consequences. The fire claimed 72 lives after a blaze started in the kitchen of Flat 16 on the 4th floor of the Kensington Tower block. A report by fire protection expert Dr. Barbara Lane, released by the Grenfell Tower inquiry, found residents should have been told to evacuate within 46 minutes of the fire starting at just before 1 a.m. Instead, they were told to remain in their flats. By the time those instructions were abandoned at 2:47 am, it was too late for many to get out. Advice to residents to stay put in the case of a fire is fairly standard for people living in purpose-built blocks of flats. In their general advice, the London Fire Brigade says if a fire breaks out in a block of flats, people whose flats are not affected by the smoke or fire are usually safer staying in their homes. The design of residential towers is meant to ensure fires are contained within flats. But the policy did not take account of whether the design may have been compromised by renovations at Grenfell Tower, the inquiry has heard. In this case, the fire spread at unprecedented speed as flammable cladding was ignited on the outside the building. The stay-put policy failed within half an hour and firefighters questioned the advice to residents not to evacuate, the inquiry heard. In a statement to the inquiry, the LFB said its personnel had been in intolerable positions when trying to decide whether to tell people to stay in their homes or to try to get out of the 24-story building. The LFB also said firefighters would not have been aware of defects in the fabric of the building such as the cladding, which have become known since the fire. And a lawyer for the Fire Brigade's union said there was still no obvious safe alternative to the stay-put policy in high-rise blocks. Inquiry Chairman Sir Martin Morbick may include recommendations on the policy in his report after hearing all the evidence. On June 7, Scotland Yard confirmed the stay-put advice will form part of the criminal investigation into the fire. Firefighters responding to the inferno have been criticized for taking nearly 2 hours to order a full evacuation of the block, despite flames reaching every floor. Detective Superintendent Matt Bonner said the actions of London Fire Brigade will be examined to see if health and safety laws were broken. Met Police Commander Stuart Cundy added, "It X27:S an absolute obligation on us to be looking at the most serious potential criminal offences that may have been committed. You can WhatsApp us on 078107915002.